Just, really quick on this whole, like, kind of some of the feminist stuff. Just show of hands. Who here considers themselves to be a feminist? Show of hands. Raise them high if you are.
I've not taken a feminist studies class, so I don't really know that.
I mean, I would say yeah.
Haram!
What do you mean by feminist?
I feel
like women advocating for women, or like just like
like a feminist.
Meaning
yes,
what?
but not extreme.
Can you like? I'm
feminist.
curious to know what the definition of a feminist is. I've been thinking about
Sure.
that.
Well,
lately.
I mean,
because I feel like a lot of it has like extreme connotations, but I don't know if that's like actually.
Sure. Well, okay. Feminism is an ideology. You probably shouldn't ask me what my definition of it is.
No,
but
I just want to know
has,
like the definition.
Well, I mean, you can ask
like if you
10
Google
feminists, and they would all give you different definitions.
Well, I just want to know like the official one.
Well, okay, the most
like from Webster or whatever.
Sure. If I'm being charitable. Well, okay.
You can look it up on your computer, right?
Feminists purport that they fight for equality, but I mean that's really not true.
See, that's why I was reluctant, because I feel like the definition of feminism to some isn't the same.
Yeah, no, I think it's a fair assessment, right? So feminism 70 years ago meant something different than feminism means today.
Yeah, I feel like now it has extreme connotations and woke connotations, but to some people it might not mean that. So
Sure. Yeah, I mean, so just in the last 2 or 3 years, the word feminism has changed in some ways that we probably shouldn't get into in the podcast.
What is the clear definition? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, feminism 70, 80 years ago was talking about giving women the right to vote and own property and get bank loans and things like this. And now feminism these days has shifted from equality of opportunity to equality of outcome, which is not exactly super desirable. It's not even possible, right? For reasons we just talked about with Brian and the wage gap. And feminism is starting to become...
Yeah, I feel like even the meaning of the word feminism can be taken in many different ways.
Well, you're also seeing right now sort of a civil war within feminism itself, where you have feminists that are accepting of trans women, and then feminists that are not. These are called TERFs, right? The radical trans, And so there's sort of the feminist civil war. So I don't know.
I feel like there's a war between the two genders, and then there's a war within the genders themselves.
Yeah, well, men and women should have equal rights and equal protection under the law. Men and women absolutely have equal dignity, but men and women are not the same. And I think today's feminist movement, and maybe even the beginning of, or at some point, the feminist movement transformed from advocating for equal rights and equal protection to now saying that not only are men and women supposedly the same, which they're not, that somehow men are bad. And that's what I think a lot of the narrative is coming out of today's feminist movement.
Yeah, because I don't believe that. I don't think men are bad. I don't feel against men. If anything, I want to try and understand them more and coexist with men more. But I do believe women should be treated equally with respect. So if that makes me
equal
feminist,
but not the same. Men and women are different, but they should have equal rights, equal protection, and have equal dignity.
Word. Okay, so you consider yourself to be a feminist, correct? Mm-hmm. So since you have a sense of what that means, just really quick, what's your sense of what being a feminist is, or what is feminism?
Gia, I feel worded it perfectly. We actually had a conversation about this before we went in, and I feel like she said it perfectly.
So that men and women are different, but they're both necessary and should be respected with equal rights. Okay.
Absolutely.
Really? Are you sure that's what you...
Yeah. Why? What did you think it was going to be?
Well, I mean, you know what, though? I think a lot of people will claim that's what it is, but I don't really think feminists really fight for equality.
Mm-hmm. Today,
well, even
because we have equal rights under the law.
Yeah, and I mean even historically, but to some degree. But I don't think feminism is a true equality movement. We have something called egalitarianism, which I think is a much more appropriate term for people who are seeking true equality. I mean, feminism, in my estimation, is, in the most charitable sense, is women's advocacy. There's nothing wrong with women's advocacy. However, that's not the same as equality or someone who fights for equality, because you wouldn't, for example, find feminists if there was something where men were either discriminated against or where men had some sort of detriment in society, feminists are not fighting for men in any capacity. And in fact, if equality were to come in some conceivable way at the detriment of women, feminists would fight against said equality to secure the preferential treatment of women. So let's take, for example, the draft. Right now, men are the exclusive, only men in the United States are subject to military conscription, forced military conscription. Women are exempt. You're never, feminists will fight tooth and nail to prevent women from also being subject to the draft, even though that would be equality. Now, I don't think military conscription is a desirable thing, but let's be honest, we're not going to be able to get rid of the draft there's geopolitical reasons why you cannot get rid of a draft, but yeah. More.
Yeah, and so you don't see women advocating for, hey, we want to be a part of selective service. That's not a talking point of modern feminists.
Right.
You don't see modern feminists pushing back against 64% of male infants getting circumcised. No feminist is talking about that, right?
I heard one talk about it.
Well, I think a really good example is in Florida, there was a bill that was proposed to, I think, default. It would be split custody in the case of if there was a divorce or, the parents were having a custody dispute. The bill was proposed to create equality, whereas both men and women could have guaranteed split custody, and it would not just default to women. And a bunch of women's organizations, feminist organizations, actually fought against that bill. I don't know the specific details of the bill, but one of the biggest, I think now, NOW, which is a major feminist women's organization, they fought against the bill, and I think the governor at the time, I forgot who it was, ended up vetoing the bill, so it didn't get passed. So, feminists will fight against equality if said equality comes conceivably at the detriment of women in some way. So I guess a lot of feminist organizations are against assumed shared custody of children. And it's not, I don't know what the breakdown is by the various states in this country, but I definitely know that typically women are going to be, if there's a custody dispute, more likely the family court system, there's a bias there. The women are more likely to be awarded majority custody or full custody. I don't know the exact details.
Not in California.
Well, perhaps that's one way California has it good. I'm not sure. I'd have to look up the state-specific details when it comes to custody of children. I have one question for you, though. So, feminist, do you believe that women are oppressed? Do you believe that?
Well, I believe that men have more privilege than women.
You believe men have more privilege than women? Okay.
Yeah.
But so do you
In
believe
what way?
women?
Sorry. I feel like. Sorry, let me gather my thoughts. I'm feeling very sleepy.
It's late. Maybe we can have you back on.
Yeah, that would be great, actually, so I could come back with more research.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like the press
with,
secretary.
literally everything, yeah.
Next time we'll all bring our laptops.
Ooh, I want
Beautiful.
one of those pointers. And
Get a little piece of paper.
PowerPoint.
Tell you what, we'll save it for next time. How's that sound?
Okay.
We'll have
What was
you
the
back.
question again?
What? I was just asking. Well, we can save it for next time. How's that sound?
Okay,
want
but
me
I
to
want to
repeat?
prepare and research, and I
Oh,
forgot
I was just
the
asking.
question.
So it's like, well, you're a feminist. Do you think that women are oppressed?
And why?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
What is male privilege, I guess, is part of the question.
Male privilege.
In what ways are men privileged?
Many ways. I'm so sorry. I'm really blanking out right now.
It's almost 1 a.m.
Yeah. It's
Really?
Yeah.
so late. It's very late. Okay. I think that's. Let me just double check. Okay, we're good. Okay. Before we wrap, any last thoughts before I wrap up?
Are you left-handed?
I am.
You both?
Oh,
Are you
I think
left-handed?
I think she was asking me. I am.
Oh.
Okay.
Why?
Left-hander
Is
right
that-
there.
is
That's
that-
that's some big red flags right there.
What the fuck?
Left-handed
Isn't there like
people-
a scholarship for that?
12%.
Something-
We're the top 12%.
Dude, more white people get divorced than our left-handed people.
Really?
Or wait,
No, I'm
what?
just kidding. Making up fake statistics,
No,
guys.
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
mean,
Just
kind
kidding,
of, it
just
adds
kidding.
up.
Yeah, I think honestly, we can talk about like, you know, racial privilege, gender privilege, but like handed privilege.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want reparations.
No,
Scissors
actually,
and
no.
notebooks.
I'm
I was talking
left-handed.
to people
I
at
should
work.
get reparations
They said that
from
the
all you
scissors don't
right-handed
fit your
people.
guys' hands.
Who
What does
here,
that
hold
mean?
on. Who here is right-handed?
Me?
Show of hands. Who's right-handed? Is there any left-handed people here?
No.
Oh, what's up, bro?
That's us.
Okay.
No, red flag.
Solidarity.
on average, left-handed people-
solidarity.
Wait, are
Eight-
men more likely to be left-handed than women?
I don't think so.
Not sure.
I don't know.
In
I
any
don't
case-
know if
I've ever met a
points
left-handed
IQ
woman.
higher.
I feel like
8 IQ
that-
higher on
Let's
average.
fucking go.
I don't think I've ever
coming
met
to
a girl
deep
that
place
was
in my
left-handed.
brain where I'm like, that might be true.
Yo, here's what. Listen, is anyone here in favor of reparations?
No.
Okay. We
Maybe
are
for, like, the
left-handed.
Native
You guys are
Americans.
right-handed. I want you guys to get your purses right now and give us money for what you guys have inflicted upon us
goodbye.
historically.
You want us
we
to
are
start our list?
we are historically oppressed
Please.
as left-handed people. Have you seen fucking scissors? Fuck that shit. Fuck scissors, son.
Everybody has
Have you seen
problems,
desks
know.
when you were a kid? The desk, the little thing, the little nub.
That's
The
okay.
desk nub. It's on the right-handed side, son.
True.
Do you
Yeah,
know how
but what
much
does
I
that have to
suffered?
do with
Do
your
you know how
left
much I
hand?
suffered at, huh?
What does that have to do with your left arm? Your arm is like on the arm resty thing back here.
Bro, that's for like riding, son.
But you
They
have
put the little-
accommodations in schools
this.
now.
Huh?
Oh, I guess people have longer arms.
You know, back in the
Must be
day, the
hard.
teachers used to
Golf
beat it out of the
clubs.
kids. If you were a
Oh,
kid
golf
and you were
clubs, you
inclined to
buy
write with your left
left-handed
hand, they'd
sets.
walk around with a
Yeah, but
rod
it's not
and they'd
as
smack
common.
your hand.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to feel their
Listen.
pain.
Abuse.
I want all of you to go get your purses, and you need to pay us, me and Matt here, for the discrimination that we have faced
How much?
throughout
Millions?
history,
Millions?
throughout our lives. Okay,
Millions of dollars?
I want $20 from each of you.
20.
Dude,
after
you're
the
lucky
show.
if I have $20 in my purse.
Oh, that's why you're about Brandon. Okay.
No, no.
Okay, cool.
I'm on
We're
one.
gonna wrap there.